Race 1 of the 2022 Grand Ridge Brewery Australian Round in drying conditions. Fast start from Jonathan Rea from the middle of that front row. He pulls alongside Alvaro Bautista. It's Toprak Razgatlioglu with a swift getaway from row 2. Alex Lowe's rather left sleeping on the line. He's dropped from 3rd to 5th as Andrea Locatelli comes through and up into 4th place. Bunching and boring as well further back down the order. Good start from Axel Bassani, trying to recover through from 14th position. He's made his way already up into 10th, and he's got Michael Ruben Rinaldi now in his sights, having made another position, I think, through on Luca Myers. It's Bautista who leads then, from Razgatlioglu 2nd, Jonathan Rea in 3rd, and as we ride on board, it gives you the perfect indication of just how much spray and how many droplets of water there are on this drying circuit. Alex Lowe's makes his way back through now on Andrea Locatelli, so it's KRT 3 and 4, and the big winner of this opening lap, Toprak Razgatlioglu, up into 2nd.
Yeah, big look over the shoulder there for Jonathan Rea as well, but for Bautista, he's not getting away from anyone at this stage.
Alvaro Bautista leads the way. Jonathan Rea through and in bold fashion on Toprak Razgatlioglu, and he's run off the circuit altogether. A little bit of motocross to rejoin the fray. Alex Lowe's sucked in rather by his teammate there into turn 1, ran wide as well, so Razgatlioglu recovers P2. He's right on the tail now of Alvaro Bautista. As you see, Axel Bassani closing down Andrea Locatelli for 5th position. He's already been through on Garrett Gerloff for P6, and Bassani claims another Yamaha victim. Lap 3, Bautista leads Razgatlioglu. Jonathan Rea trying to split the two of them up at the head of the field. He's made the pass in towards turn number 1, so at the end of the Gardner Straight, Jonathan Rea ran off the circuit last time he tried that move on Razgatlioglu. He's made it stick this time around. Here goes Jonathan Rea against Alvaro Bautista in towards turn 4. It is the tightest corner on the circuit, Miller Corner, and Jonathan Rea, having already moved through on Toprak Razgatlioglu, is past Alvaro Bautista as well. Toprak Razgatlioglu makes the pass now on Alvaro Bautista. Candy from a baby in towards turn number 4. Wasn't too much resistance there from Bautista, so the favoured overtaking hotspot of this Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit has seen first Jonathan Rea and then Toprak Razgatlioglu fight their way through. It's Alex Lowe's next in line to have a go at Bautista. This time it's going to be for 3rd, and he's lining up his man. Less than a bike length between them. Brave, and very brave indeed from Alex Lowe's as he makes it through for 3rd. Now pulls alongside Alex Lowe's, but he will come across the path of Lowe's, in fact, as they go through the southern loop. So that was pretty bold from Bautista, and these two may now begin to cost one another time. Razgatlioglu is 0.8 of a second now up the road in 2nd place.
Yeah, Lowe's trying to defend the position into turn 1, and it just leaves you on a slightly compromised exit, and that's what allows Bautista to come through. But this is where Toprak made the move on Bautista last time around.
It's where Toprak's going to think about a move on Jonathan Rea as well. Alex Lowe's responds in this duel between himself and Alvaro Bautista. Jonathan Rea defends 1st position. Razgatlioglu will pull alongside him and under braking in towards Duan Corner. Razgatlioglu, your new race leader. Another new fastest lap of the race last time around from Toprak, a 1:43 flat. Jonathan Rea will maintain his outside line, but as they come through the southern loop, Razgatlioglu asserts his authority on top spot. It's Razgatlioglu who leads then, Jonathan Rea in 2nd, Alex Lowe's right with him, and Alvaro Bautista with a new fastest lap of the race last time around. And our lead 4 are now separated by just 0.8 of a second through the southern loop. Jonathan Rea responds, back to top spot for Jonathan Rea.
Yeah, Phillip Island delivering already, and Alex Lowe's coming through into Stoner.
So it's going to be a Kawasaki 1-2 here very shortly. Razgatlioglu found himself offline through the southern loop. Alex Lowe's is going to punish him for it, defends the inside through Miller Corner now. You can see the long lap penalty, the long way round on the outside, still very damp indeed, but the track beginning to dry out. Alex Lowe's, last race victor here in Phillip Island in 2020, pulls alongside his team partner to lead him by 0.08 of a second at the end of lap number 7 and hits the front with Rea relegated to 2nd place. Razgatlioglu still keeping a watching brief in 3rd, and there's now only 0.6 of a second between your lead quartet. That looks like being Michael van der Mark just getting back up after a spill at the bottom of Lukey Heights.
See for Xavi Forres coming into the pits, he's putting intermediates onto his bike, and we know that Hafish is out there on a slick tyre right now, and the amount of time you lose in the pits is always going to make that a bit of a gamble for Hafish. He's a lap down at this point, but he is in a position to make up a lot of time.
Razgatlioglu running wide and off the racing line, and that's going to allow Alvaro Bautista to come through for third position. I think Jonathan Rea might have made a mistake there, because Alex Lowes has pulled over a second's advantage now on this lap number 10 as Jonathan Rea ducks into the pit lane. I think Jonathan Rea was moving to the inside there coming through the final turn, and Jonathan Rea has decided that it's now or never, and he's followed in by Toprak Razgatlioglu. Alex Lowes will lead ahead of Alvaro Bautista moving into second place, and now we're going to have to keep an eye on action at the front and the rear.
This isn't a bad decision from Lowes and Bautista to stay out. They're still doing 1:40s. Hafish further down the pits, further down the field, round about a half a second faster than that right now. The next lap is probably the optimum time to make your change, so they're going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap. As it is, Jonathan Rea, he's switching on to slick tyres there for Rea, and he'll come back out and we'll be really able to see what he can do. Toprak can't quite see what he's going out on, but you can see how many riders coming into the pits at this stage.
Jonathan Rea just making his way back out onto track. He's got to be careful not to break that pit intervention time, and he just about, by our reckoning here, returns to the track after that time is complete.
It looked like Johnny left right on the 63 seconds. Toprak behind him, though, has given up time in the pits there, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. It is a case of if you exceed that, or if you go underneath that time, you will have a penalty, and it's a multiple of the time you gained.
Now remember, Michael Ruben Rinaldi's already been into the pits. He's the man who sits directly behind Alex Lowes. Watch Lowes here. He's going to go on for another lap, and we may well see the pace differential now between Lowes and Rinaldi. Rinaldi coming off strongly, coming off the final turn to try and unlap himself at the start of lap number 12 as Alvaro Bautista now comes into the pits.
Still not a bad option for Lowes. He's still out there setting his personal best, 1:39s. Hafish Cyrene with a few laps on a slick tyre. He's about a second faster than that, but for Lowes, if he's still able to grind it out and gain a little bit of an advantage between now and when he comes in, you'd imagine at the end of this lap that that's going to be his chance maybe to be able just to do what he can to stay in front of Jonathan Rea. We'll keep an eye on Rea's sector times. That's the key thing to see when Jonathan Rea's really able to pick up a lot of time. As it is, he's just come through the second sector on his out lap, and he's a second and a half faster than anything we've seen from anyone else up to this point. So Jonathan Rea in a position potentially to leapfrog into the lead.
Alvaro Bautista now rejoining the track, and you can see Jonathan Rea is long gone in towards turn number 1. Bautista's going to feed out onto the track behind Toprak Razgatlioglu as well. The tyre change complete, and the net result of that is that Jonathan Rea moves provisionally into a net second position ahead of Razgatlioglu and Bautista. The question now is where Alex Lowes might rejoin after he comes into the pits. Your current race leader will duck in on lap 12.
63 seconds from when you enter the pit lane, so you'll see that pit lane start line for Alex Lowes. We saw that for his teammate Jonathan Rea. They timed that absolutely to perfection. 63 seconds on the nose, it looked like. So now it is a case of how much time is Jonathan Rea gaining. On this lap so far, we've already seen Jonathan Rea through sector 1 with a new fastest sector for the race, so he's clearly in a position to jump into the race lead. Good strategy from Jonathan Rea. He's picked up 6 seconds on Toprak in this. We're still waiting to see where Bautista filters back in.
Jonathan Rea, I think, is going to be clear here up at the head of the field. Alex Lowes has got another 35 seconds in the pit box. Jonathan Rea is making his way to the bottom now of Lukey Heights through turns 10 and 11 to try and inherit a net race lead. On track, it's Scott Redding up at the head of the field, and he is preferring to stay out on the circuit. 1:41.786 his most recent time. He's 1.2 seconds ahead of Carl Smith, 10.9 ahead of Oliver Koenig. So they are your provisional podium trio. This is for the race lead. Carl Smith will go on. Scott Redding will cry enough, and so will his tyres. He comes into the pit, Scott Redding, on lap number 14 and relinquishes the lead of this race to Kyle Smith. The problem for Smith is that Jonathan Rea behind him is something like 8 seconds a lap faster at this stage. Jonathan Rea, another new fastest lap of the race. Jonathan Ray is very swiftly going to be through here, soars around the outside at Miller Corner and leads on lap 50.
Yeah, Jonathan Ray just showing you the difference there between slicks and wets, and he's put a lot of faith in Kyle Smith there to go around the outside of him, but Ray chasing that first win since Estoril.
Kyle Smith is going to stick it out now and just accept the loss of 8-9 seconds a lap between now and the end of the race. Still an opportunity for Kyle Smith to pick up some points, remember. The rider in 10th place, Loris Baz, is 40 seconds still behind Kyle Smith in second position. So Smith has a chance of picking up points and maybe felt he had a better chance of picking up points if he just stayed out on track and didn't lose that pit intervention time. Bautista, Lowe's and Locatelli all through on Kyle Smith. Smith moves back down into 6th position. Worth a gamble as far as he's concerned. We'll check on his progress as we go on. But the action from here on in is going to be for 3rd place between Bautista, Lowe's and Locatelli, separated by just 0.6 of a second. Bautista hemorrhaging time against Alex Lowe's, and now we recover them. Here is your battle for 3rd. Bautista, Lowe's and Locatelli, and Alex Lowe's will want to get through on Bautista as quickly as possible. He's going to go all the way around the outside of Bautista, and Locatelli will try and follow them through, and that is as brave as you like as they come across Lukey Heights now. And Alex Lowe's so much faster than Alvaro Bautista, so much more grip, so much more confidence, and he should now sail away for a place on the podium this afternoon. Here comes Andrea Locatelli through on Alvaro Bautista. Bautista was briefly through on Kyle Smith, but 3rd position. Alex Lowe's has picked him off in straightforward fashion. Locatelli the same. So it's now Lowe's versus Locatelli for 3rd place. That is an unrecognisable spill there, and there's Michael van der Mark who has come to grief, and unfortunately for Michael van der Mark, that's another spill, but the bike looking like it's taken a turn for the worse there through Miller Corner.
Keep an eye on the number 60 on the entry. The front's just going to fold away from him, maybe, yeah, and for van der Mark, just no warning for that crash for him.
Jonathan Ray makes his way through the final lap of this Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit, and what a relief this is going to be for him.
Yeah, for Jonathan Ray, it's been such a long run without wins. He's ridden really well this year, but it's just been an indication of just how tough it is to win on the Kawasaki, as it is here at his second home. It's going to be a chance for him to wrap up his first win since early doors in the season at Estoril.
Jonathan Ray making his way then through the final turns. It's been 181 days. Jonathan Ray, after 24 races without a victory, is back on top with a win in race 1 of the Australian round.